Okay, we're here with Liana Conway. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about when you started in the music industry back hundreds and hundreds of years ago?
Oh yes, way back in 1990. Well, I just always grew up with music in my house. My dad is a huge music buff, and so growing up, he had this record player, and I was always listening to 60s classic rock. He had all his old Beatles albums and Rolling Stones and everything. But when I was 16, I went out and I bought my guitar, and just kind of on a fluke, on a whim, I didn't really ever play any guitar before that, but I started writing songs. I've always written poetry, so I put my, it was a great way to put music to my words, and I just fell in love with it. And then it was always just a hobby that I had. I never did it I was never intending to go into it as a career. And then just through a mutual friend of the family, I met my producers, and initially I was just hoping they could help me get an internship in the music industry in Nashville, and it turned out that they wanted me to record a demo with them because they heard some of my stuff, so here I am.
Cool. And now, how would you describe your music? Is it strictly country? Or?
No, it's actually not country.
Not even country at all.
I'm really influenced by country music. It's a big reason that I got into songwriting in the first place, just because there's so much storytelling in it and imagery, and I love that. I love that descriptive part of it. But no, I always say that my stuff is kind of pop infused with a little jazz and blues. I definitely have kind of that old 60s rock embedded in there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so, what is your favorite song that you perform?
My favorite song that I perform. I love performing "You Baby." It's one of my favorite songs to sing. I just get really into it. And then also "Calling You Baby" is another one on the album. It's kind of like my angry pop rock song, so it's always fun to jump around the stage.
When you first started out, and obviously you probably, when you said you were going into it just to do internships, did you have any idea you would be
No idea.
Doing this kind of thing and
No.
performing on stage? What's that like for you now, looking back?
It's just crazy. I mean, it's been just sort of random series of events that have been so wonderful, and I've been so lucky. But no, it was just something I was scared to show my stuff to anybody, and I never intended to. It was just something I did in my own time to kind of make sense of my emotions, and I'm always a big writer, so to be able to, when I learned songwriting, it was amazing, because if something happened to me, like a breakup, or I met a guy that I liked, or I was going through something hard time, I could always put like verse 1, verse 2, chorus, verse 4, verse 3, verse 4, bridge. It was it was kind of like a concise way to put my feelings and figure my emotions out. So it was just something I did for myself, and then but I never saw myself performing or sharing it with anyone. And then my best friend actually ended up hearing a little, she was playing on my iPod, and she ended up hearing a little thing that I had recorded just on my own time for fun, and she really encouraged me to show somebody, but I really just showed my parents. And then around the same time, or a little bit after that, I met my producer, so I kind of had the courage there to send them some of my stuff. I was still mortified, of course, but I still pressed send, and I was like, they hate it. They hate it. I'm a joke in the music industry.
What was it like the first time you performed on stage for fans?
Oh, that was so cool. I thought I was going to freak out, but after the first 30 seconds, I just looked down, and I saw my dad dancing around like a fool, and I was just I just relaxed, and I had so much. I definitely got the performing bug after that.
And where can your fans buy your record?
My EP right now is on iTunes. You can also buy it off of, there's a link to it on my website, which is lianaconway.com, Liana. And also my album will be out in June, my full album, my full-length album. So
that's really cool. And what's coming up after the album? Are you going to go touring? Are you going to be?
Yeah, I'm actually starting a tour on April 30th. I'm going to go pretty much around the country. And hopefully this summer we'll just keep traveling and keep getting my stuff out there.
Any shows here in New York?
I think probably. I'm having my album release party here, so.
Oh, cool.
I haven't seen the schedule yet, but I'm sure we will. We're going to go everywhere, so.
Great. So we will keep updated on that,
Yes.
and we look forward to seeing everything that comes your way.
Thank you so much.
Comes our way.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time to do this.
Thank you.